Hello everyone, it is your boy AJ, aka Smooth Sensei, and today we are going to be looking into the what if scenario of what if Izuku had the quirk Sunshine. Well, actually, no, not quirk, but Sunshine. He's basically going to get it the same way Escanor did. He's going to be born with it. And yeah, so let's just quickly get into this. So when Izuku is born, he comes out, he is basically, he basically is birthed with like a glow around him, like a natural like glow. And everyone in the room with Izuku starts sweating. And everyone believes that this is signs of Izuku's quirk. But when they run tests on Izuku runs the test or shows up as quirkless. So they're confused. And maybe they think maybe he's a new generation of quirks entirely. So basically, they ask Inko if they could take him in for experience. Inko says no. And basically, Inko and Hasashi go home. So, and then basically we're going to time skip a few years when Bakugo gets his quirk. So, Deku's in school, aka Izuku, of course. I'm going to be interchanging between the two. And I'm also going to be doing a lot of time skips if nothing interesting happens. So, basically, yeah, Izuku is going to be... What's the word? Okay, So, yeah, Bakugo basically gets his quirk and starts getting cocky again. And then... he starts getting cocky, not again, but he starts getting cocky, and then he basically thinks he's the stuff. And then he basically goes up to Izuku and tries to blow him up. Izuku dodges, then Izuku, he just gets this feeling to point out a finger towards Bakugo. And when he does, a small ball of energy that kind of looks like a sun appears on his finger. Not something big like Cruel Sun from Escanor, but like something tiny. Little ball of energy. And Izuku just points it at Bakugo, and then Bakugo just starts sweating. I'm talking buckets, like he is just cheese. Like he was just working out all day. He didn't stop. He just. So then Bakugo basically gets scared and runs away, and basically knows, okay, no mess with that kid. He has a pretty cool quirk. Izuku knows it's not a quirk. He knows he showed up quirkless. So, he just goes on about his day. And then, we're going to skip to the last. So, basically, he's going to get respect from everybody. By the way, this is unscripted because I didn't feel like writing a script. Most of my videos are going to be unscripted. But basically, we're going to time skip to a few years from now. And, well, not even, well, yeah, a few years because he's going to be in middle school. So, yeah, a few years from now. And basically, they're in middle school, and the teacher does the whole throw the papers but up in the air thing, talking about, everybody wants to be heroes. And then he grabs one paper out of the air specifically and says, looks like we have 2 students going to UA, actually. Those 2 students are Bakugo Katsuki and Izuku Midoriya. And the class basically says, yeah, they could do it, but Izuku's almost invincible, and Bakugo gets the top grade in the class. So, basically, then we go to the Sludge Valley track, and then Izuku decides to take the longer way home for once, because he usually doesn't, and he was bored, and he didn't want to go straight home. So basically, he decides that he'll take the long way, which involved him going over the bridge. And basically, once Izuku walked past the nearby manhole, the manhole busts open, revealing a sludge monster-like thing. Basically, the sludge villain says, I'm gonna need to take your body, kid. I'm being chased by this lunatic, and I need a place to hide. But basically, Izuku says, I'm not having any of that, and creates another ball of sunlight, as I'm gonna call it, because I don't know what Escanor actually calls it. Basically makes another ball of sunlight, and it's kind of like the one, well, a lot bigger than the one he did to Bakugo when he first, used his ability. But he still does the one finger style, and then, he just holds it up to the villain, and the villain, starts to, the villain starts to smoke. He starts to steam. And then, he slowly starts melting away. Or he slowly starts solidifying. And then Sludge Villain basically just turns into, a block. A block with eyes, if you will. And then All Might basically runs up, says, oh, thank you for catching this villain for me. He ran away during during the arresting process, and I went to the manhole to find him. And Izuku still gonna have his craving, well, not craving, but still have his admiration for Hero. So he's basically gonna start fanboy. He's gonna be like, "All Might." But I forgot to mention, but Izuku's going to have the pride of Escanor, because I'm just gonna say whoever receives sunshine and is not an angel will be prideful. So basically, yeah, he's still prideful. So he's not. So he's just gonna do, All Might. Nice to finally meet you after long years of adoration. Says, so you're a fan. Yes, I guess you could call me that. And then basically Izuku says, what time am I at? I don't know. But so yeah, and then basically Izuku basically spends 10 months working on his body, because he thinks, my ability is I'm pretty sure my ability is at its max. So I should probably train my body. So for the next few months, he trains his actual body. And we basically time skip to the UA entrance exams. In this what if, which is not usual, Izuku was just gonna have his same amount of smarts. So basically, he's gonna pass it with the exact same scores he did in the original. Now here we get to the practical exams, and basically Izuku goes God mode in a way, because at that point we're gonna say it's noon. And we all know what happened. If you're a Seven Deadly Sins fan, we all know what happens at noon. For Escanor, at least. So yeah, Izuku starts getting buff. He grows out of his shirt. Almost grows out of his pants. Basically creates one giant sunlight ball. And just yeets it. This is before anyone says go, so nobody's in the way. So Izuku just decides to go all out and obliterates everything in the way. Buildings, robots, even the zero-pointer that was in the chambers, vaporized. Nothing remained except decent land. And basically, Nezu says, "Oh, yep, he passed. We can't let him go anywhere else. He passed." But now, what are we gonna do about the rest of the students? They have nothing to fight. And then Nezu basically goes over to the loudspeakers and says, "Okay. We will conclude." We'll conclude this with exams. We'll postpone it due to a certain someone destroying all the robots. And Izuku Midoriya, you passed. You've already shown a great enough skill to advance, so we passed you. And yeah, I'll start getting ready for practice. So I'm gonna end it here. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in part 2 of What If Deku Had Sunshine.